So you've been trying to build worlds in PlayCanvas, but you keep hitting that wall where you need to write code and, well, maybe coding isn't your thing. I totally get it. Same with me. That's exactly why I'm excited to show you PlayCanvas MCP today. It's basically like having an AI coding assistant right there with you. So what exactly is MCP? It stands for Model Context Protocol. And here's the cool part. It lets AI models like Claude plug directly into your PlayCanvas project. Think of it as having a conversation with your development environment. You literally just chat with the AI about what you want to build, and it handles the technical heavy lifting. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process and show you the real examples of how this can completely transform the way you build VIVERSE Worlds. Now, if you're completely new to PlayCanvas itself, I'd recommend pausing here and checking out our Creating Your Own World video first. I'll put that link in the description. But if you got the basics down, let's dive in. All right, let's get this thing set up. First thing you need to do is grab the PlayCanvas MCP files from GitHub. I've got that link in the description below along with the official PlayCanvas documentation. Definitely check that out for the most up-to-date requirements. The setup process has a few steps, but it's pretty straightforward. You'll need to install Chrome extension first, then add the MCP server to Claude Desktop. One quick note here though, since you'll be using Claude with MCP, I really recommend upgrading to a Claude Pro subscription. The usage limits are much more generous, and trust me, when you start playing around with this, you're going to want that extra headroom. Once everything's connected, you'll see your PlayCanvas project on one side and Claude Desktop on the other. You just need to toggle the extension and you're ready to go. The beautiful thing is, once that connection is live, you can literally just start asking Claude for help. It's that simple. For today's demo, I'm going to jump between 3 different projects to show you the range of what's possible here. We've got Alien Invasion, Chip Collector, and Shikino Park. Each one demonstrates different ways you can leverage AI in your world building process. Let's start with something foundational, populating an empty scene. Say you're building a cityscape, but the thought of manually placing hundreds of buildings makes you want to give up before you start. Here's where it gets fun. I already have all my building models loaded in my assets folder. Now instead of spending hours dragging and dropping, I just tell Claude, hey, I want you to create a city using these models. And watch this. Claude doesn't just randomly scatter buildings around, it actually thinks about urban planning. It creates streets, varies the building heights, and adds some randomness so it looks organic. The whole process that would have taken me hours happens in just minutes. Of course, once Claude handles the repetitive work, you can go in and fine-tune everything to match your vision perfectly. Now, let's talk about something a little bit more complex, user interface logic. This is where a lot of creators, including myself, get stuck because it involves scripting. In the Shikino Park project, I wanted a system that would check if certain buttons were enabled before showing other elements in the scene. Normally, this would mean writing conditional logic, handling arrays, and all the other fun stuff that goes along with it. But with Claude, I just describe what I want in plain English. I need a script that checks if these buttons are already active before my entity appears. Claude not only writes the script, but creates those attribute fields I can drag entities into. So I'm not hunting through code to figure out which entity connects to what. It's all visual and intuitive. The best part, if something doesn't quite work right, I can troubleshoot with Claude in real time. It's like pair programming, except the other person never gets tired or impatient. Now, animation is where things really start to feel magical. You can ask Claude to handle everything from simple rotations to complex movement patterns. In Chip Collector, I wanted those game chips to constantly spin to catch the player's eye. Instead of diving into animation curves and rotation scripts, I just asked Claude to make them rotate. For Alien Invasion, I wanted the UFOs to move randomly around the city, not just back and forth, but with some organic, unpredictable movement. Again, I just described what I wanted, and Claude handled all the math and randomization. This is the kind of stuff that can turn a static scene into something that feels alive and engaging. If you're not using the standard avatar system, maybe you're building a custom gamer experience, you'll need your own movement controls. This is what you're going to want to do. For the chip collector maze game, I needed the player to control a ball with physics-based movement. For Alien Invasion, I wanted traditional character controls: walking, running, jumping. These are the kind of scripts that typically require understanding input handling, physics systems, and character controllers. But I just described the behavior I wanted, and Claude wrote the entire control system. The beauty is that Claude doesn't just write functional code, it writes clean, understandable code that I can modify later if I want to tweak the behavior. Now here's where we get into some real game development territory. Creating systems that track scores, manage health, and handle those win-lose conditions. In Chip Collector, every time the ball hits a chip, I needed the score to update on screen. I had all my UI elements already set up, but connecting the collision detection to the scoreboard update is where Claude came in. Same thing with the health system in Alien Invasion. When the player gets hit by a UFO beam, the health bar needs to drain. These kinds of interconnected systems can be tricky to get right. But Claude handles all the event management and UI updates seamlessly. Look, the bottom line is this. PlayCanvas MCP removes the biggest barrier between having a creative idea and actually building it. You don't need to become a programmer to create engaging, interactive worlds. It's really that simple. Plan what you want, describe it to Claude, and then play with the results. We've got more creator tools tutorials coming, so definitely subscribe to stay updated. I'd love to see what you build with this. Drop your ideas or world links in the comments. Thanks for watching. Happy creating. All right, Claude, let's see what we can make. Spaceship. Nice. Oh, that's cool.